Happy Tuesday, everyone. Happy Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025. How is everyone doing? Come on in, come on in. I know there's an extreme delay with StreamYard, as always, but yeah, just come on in, come on in, come on in. Hey, Sleepy Bee Girl, how are you? I hope you are doing well, my darling. We are going to give it a couple minutes to get people to come on in, give people enough time to come on in. And listen, let me just say that I know I said that we were going to talk about sinners, and we are. We're having this live stream, but I I didn't know if I wanted to still have this conversation. I didn't know if I wanted to still have this conversation because you know, I see things so much differently than some other people, and that's okay, right? But there are people and then there is the community, right? Right. And yes, I'm a spiritual worker. Yes, I read tarot. Yes, I practice magic. Yes, I'm an astrologer. But I'm also part of the global society as well as the society in the United States. And, I'm part of Black society as it pertains to the United States as well. And I was watching this movie. The only reason that I really wanted to watch this movie was because I heard that there were hoodoo elements in the movie. And as a hoodoo, right? As a hoodoo, I wanted to see if those elements in the movie were kept traditional and were kept, you know, along with the practice overall. So that was really the only reason that I wanted to watch Sinners. Was for the magic that's supposed to be in the movie. Honestly, I don't really care for Michael B. Jordan as an actor. He looks strange to me. So I really energetically, I just don't care for Michael B. Jordan. So, oh, he's so fun and this, that, and the other. I'm just like, yeah, no. No. So I'm never really interested in his work. The only real quote unquote Michael B. Jordan movie that I like is the Tom Clancy movie that he did, Without Remorse. And that's only because Without Remorse leads into Rainbow Six. And I played Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six games on PlayStation. So, I was just hoping that, we'd get a Rainbow Six movie, moving from Without Remorse into Rainbow Six, so I can kind of relive my video game times on the big screen. But yeah, I didn't watch that movie because of Michael B. Jordan. It's not him. I really don't care for him. So yeah. So let me see who all is here. Sleepy B is here. She says, I'm kind of sick, but I'm okay. I think I just needed sleep and quiet time. Yes, please rest. Please rest. Please rest and relax because that was me when I came back from Atlanta. Not this past weekend, but the weekend before. I was wiped out. I honestly thought that I was sick. I thought that I had cooties of some sort, but I took all the cootie tests. I did not have any cooties. I was just really, really exhausted. So please take care of yourself, girl. Hey, Natasha, girl. She says, I'm at the doctor, so I'm listening from the bushes. Okay, girl. Hey, L Boogie. Sexy RN, Sweet Aces Silhouette. Hey, y'all. So, yeah. So, yeah. So, Sinners. And I watched it. I have one of those. I have a couple of those Amazon Fire Sticks, wink, wink, you know what I'm saying? And so that's how I watched Sinners. I was not going to the movies for it. I haven't gone to the movies in years. So yeah, I wasn't going to the movies to see it again. I don't really care for Michael B. Jordan. But yeah, so I had a lot of thoughts, but seeing a lot of people, mainly, black people, as far as the conversations go on social media, talk about this movie and how great and wonderful it is. Bottom line is, I don't see it. I do not see the greatness in this movie. Um, I see in Sinners is all of the conversations that Black people online have, and I see things that they say they don't like, but they praise in this movie Sinners. So again, what I saw in Sinners was all of the things, or a lot of things that quote unquote Black conversations are in the United States, but then there's the praise of this movie. Maybe because, it was a mostly Black cast. And listen, Black actors, please go out there and get your money, get your bag. But I do not see anything great about this movie. I don't see the hype. I don't see it. I don't see it. Um, I just don't see it at all. So, and I guess one of my biggest qualms about this movie is there are so many Black people. Like, there is history all over the world. We all know history, um, as far as, as it pertains to, or as it's linked to the transatlantic, you know, slave slavery history. Um, I need for Black people to let the slavery go, in the sense of, why is it that so many times there is a Black, quote unquote, Black movie being made? It's either a comedy or it's something tied to something slavery or not that far removed from slavery. Why? 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 Okay, why? Out here talking about, quote unquote, whitey and colonizers and things like that. And just still sticking to these themes. And I'm just like, why can't there just be just a regular movie, just all Black people, and it's like a science fiction movie, or the Black person has figured out how to save society or save the world. Can we get a Black version of Armageddon, where there's an all Black crew that just goes to, like, save the, can we get that? Can we please divorce ourselves of this being chained to the slavery and not that far removed from slavery? Like seriously, can what is it? What is it with that just has so much of a hold on people? And I'm just like, another, same thing with The Color Purple. I talked about this either last year or the year before last. I can't remember when it was. Still hanging on to these themes. Still hanging on to these themes. Still hanging on to these things. And I'm just like, is this really the only thing that people know? Like, seriously, is this really the only thing that people know? I mean, can we get a Black Avengers? Okay. Can we, like I was watching Supercell on Netflix. I am here for Supercell on Netflix. But can we please step away, step away from it, right? And then, so I was taking notes as I was watching the movie. I was taking notes as I was watching the movie. And let me just, I found someone's, if I'm going to click on an article, I'm going to give it to someone else. Let me bring this article in, because I feel like there is, let me share the screen. Window, not this one. Chrome tab. Is it a Chrome tab? Let me pull in this tab. Okay. Let me bring it up, because I have to pull this tab in. Give me this. Let me bring the screen in. Okay. Okay. I did hey, L Boogie, I did see Chrissy's take on the movie, and I'm gonna, talk about that too. Share screen. Okay. No, 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 not this one. Did I bring over the wrong one? I did bring over the wrong one. Let me bring it. Where is the right one? I need the right one. I promise you I have it here. I have like all these tabs open because I'm working on an astrological video for you all. So, I'm working on an astrological video for you all. So, okay. This is the one want to bring over. Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. No, I'm not signing up to the newsletter. Okay. Let me bring this screen in. Okay. Okay. So this is from Black Girl Nerds, the screen that we're watching right now. Okay. So, okay. Anyway, so I read this earlier today because I just really have to have something up here on the screen. But but yeah, I would love an all black Armageddon too. Yeah, can we get an all black Armageddon? Can we get all black Avengers? Can we get something that's not can we get something that's a black film that's all black without sex, without these terrible romantic partnership takes, and without something that's tied to slavery or not too far removed from slavery? That's all I ask. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Because like I said, as much as people say that they don't want certain things, for some reason black people just keep sitting in or being drawn into um the slavery and not too far removed from slavery energetics. And honestly, I'm tired of it. Honestly, I'm tired of it. El Boogie says, I haven't seen it yet, Q. If you haven't and are interested, you see Chrissy's take on the movie. Absolutely. I saw Chrissy's take on the movie or whatever. I agree with her. I agree with her. I agree with her. And subconsciously, and here's the thing, and it's funny because when I was watching because Babe and I we watched Sinners together, right? We watched Sinners together. So the weekend that I got back from Atlanta, we sat and we watched Sinners together. So we watched Sinners together, and let me just say this. Let me just say this. Hey, Alikia, let me just say this. Babe asked me when looking at Annie and let me get my notes. When looking at Annie in the movie, played by the actress Woonmi, I think that's how you pronounce her name. He was just like, "Is that his mom?" He did not see he did not see quote unquote a lover or romantic partner in Woonmi. He did not see it. And I'm not saying this is not about the male gaze. It's not, but again, sometimes as black people, and even some of us as black women, I've been seeing so many black women like hyping this movie up, and I'm just like, girl, they don't like you in this movie. They don't like you in this movie. They don't like you in this movie. So, I'm going to try to do my best to explain what I saw, and we can compare and contrast as far as it pertains to other content creators that spoke about the movie. But listen, this was we need to let it go. We need to let it go. As of right now, all of us know how conditions were in Jim Crow South. We know how conditions were for black people after slavery and then into Jim Crow and coming out of that. We know these are our grandparents, our great grandparents, um, and like my parents, you know, my father was born in the 40s, my mother was born in the 50s. So they lived through a lot. We know these things. We stop beating this dead horse. Right. Stop beating. Can we stop beating this dead horse? We know. We know. We know. Okay, we know. So the first thing, and let me make my little screen thingy smaller. Let me get myself girl, we know. So the first thing, and let me make this bigger so you all can see it in here. So, and if you have not seen the movie yet, there will be spoilers in this. So, if you have not seen the movie yet and don't care about the spoilers, please stay. If you care about the spoilers, I will ask you to come back and watch this video after you've seen the movie. So the first thing I was just like, this movie focuses on two brothers, a set of twins, um, Smoke and Stack, both portrayed by Michael B. Jordan. Okay. So, and again, these are the things, girl, yeah. So these are the things that I'm just like, okay, these are things that black people say they don't want. Black people say that they're tired of, okay, especially like black women say that they want to move away from certain types of things. So Elijah and Elias, Smoke and Stack, the twins, played by Michael B. Jordan, they returned to Clarksdale, Mississippi. They were in Chicago. During one point in the movie, we hear that, because they went to Clarksdale, Mississippi. They're going to open up their own business, right? They opened up what? A juke joint. They opened up a juke joint. Okay, in today's version of things, this will be a club or a lounge. Okay. So they were up north in Chicago. They returned to their hometown of Clarksdale, Mississippi. They're gonna open up a club. They're gonna open up a lounge. Okay. At some point in the movie, it is said that they made their money. They were rolling with who? Al Capone. So they rolling with gangsters. They're rolling with gangs. Um, rolling with gangsters, rolling with gangs, and not only that, it said in the movie that they stole from the gangs, they stole from the mobsters, like all this liquor and stuff that they have to open up this their club, their lounge. So if this is today's society, right? If this is today's society, ladies, are you trying to be with someone who's opening up a club and stolen goods, stolen resources? Listen, I mean, do what you got to do. But this is no different than someone like, yeah, we're gonna steal this, we're gonna steal some cocaine from the other people, and then we're gonna use this cocaine. Like, are these the type of people that you want to be around? Are these the type of that you want to be around? Are these the type of people that you want to work for? No, no. I can say myself that I would not. I would not. So that's the first thing that I was just like, okay. But I get it. Entrepreneurship, having something that's your own, nothing wrong with that. And it made me think about the movie Hoodlum, starring Lawrence Fishburne. If anyone knows, the movie Hoodlum, the story of Bumpy Johnson or whatever. And it's funny because in the movie, Vanessa Williams's character was just like, why do you have to do numbers? Why do you have to run numbers? There are black doctors, there are black accountants, there are black business owners, there are a bunch of black people in higher education. Why do you have to run numbers? Why? She asked him that in the movie. And this is very similar here. This is very similar here. You have this money, right? Or you have this money, you have these goods and whatnot. The only thing you can think of is a juke joint. It's a juke joint. Not a school, not a library, not something to, not a store. You can get you some materials and hire some tailors and open up a store. It's not, but you choose juke joint. Right. You choose juke joint. And there was a grocery store, in the movie. The grocery store in the movie was, from what I saw, it was ran by the Chinese. There was a Chinese husband, wife, and daughter. And it's funny because in the movie, the Chinese people, they had two businesses. They had two businesses. So they had 2 businesses in town, but they have the black people opening up a juke joint, AKA a lounge or a club. And I'm just thinking like, it's these stereotypes, and stereotypes can be good, stereotypes, some are good, some are bad, but it's these stereotypes that, people keep holding on to and lingering to, but then you say that you don't want this in your life. But this is the energy that you cling to. This is the energy that you cling to, right? Could have done anything else but a juke joint. But okay, juke joint. Fine. Fine. So, and it's so funny because there's a little bit of like spiritual symbolism in there. I really only wanted to watch the movie because, the claim of hoodoo. Hoodoo doesn't really make a as big of a presence in the movie that the commentary said it did. Because there were only like a few like elements of hoodoo in the movie. But it really, really revolves around the story of the juke joint. Right. So So you have these stolen goods, you opening up a juke joint, you have all this money or whatever. Okay. So they're going around town trying to find people that they need to staff opening up the juke joint. Okay. So they get, their little cousin, they get their cousin who plays the guitar to come. They find one of the older blues singers, which was played by Delroy Lindo, talked him into playing that night. And then they had the Chinese people. The Chinese woman, she makes signs. So they had the Chinese woman make signs, and then they bought a bunch of food, and groceries from the Chinese people who at the grocery store, so that they can have food for the juke joint that night. The only real reason that wound me, okay, the black woman, in the movie, who was the hoodoo worker, the only real reason that she was brought in, one, yes, she was the former, I don't know, wife or lover. They didn't even really say. She was the former life or lover of Smoke. So Smoke was wearing the blue hat, and Stack was in the red hat. Okay, so Stack in the red hat was the one with the white chick. Smoke in the blue hat was the one with Woomy. But him and Woomy had this baby together, and the baby died. The baby died. So like the baby died, and he comes back to her, and she's at her spot. Um, she was um giving out some spiritual hoodoo remedies to some little girls that were in the shop. And he really just asked her to come back, so she can come work. He asked her to come work in the shop. Not no, "Hey girl, how you doing?" Not, "How have things been since we lost the baby?" He literally came to her and asked her, "Can you fry some fish? We opening up a juke joint tonight." Right. His baby mama, because there was no mention of being married. There were only 2 married people in the movie. The black woman who was the singer in the juke joint, but she was married, and they had her having an affair with this little boy. They had the cute black woman having an affair in this movie with this boy. And the only actual married couple that we see that's prominent in the movie was the Chinese people. The Chinese people were married. They have a kid. They have these 2 businesses. And I'm just like, people don't see all this shit. So once again, we got the baby mama with the black woman who was quote unquote not attractive. Now, Wunmi is very pretty, but when we compare her to quote unquote the Jezebel harlot black woman who's married but having an affair with this little boy, and they got her rolling around on the damn stage like she's some animal in heat. And then when you look at Mary the white woman, they had her cute. And I'm just like I'm looking at all this and I'm just like, y'all don't see this. Y'all don't see this. Like you're okay with this. You're okay with this. And I'm just like, this is trash. This is absolutely trash. This is absolutely trash. So yeah, um, Smoke, he really just went back to his baby mama to ask her to cook and work in the opening of this juke joint because he just got back in town today and he ain't seen her in how Lord knows how long it's been since he last seen her. And then he tried to give her some money and she was like, I don't want your evil money. So I don't know if she knew what he was doing or not. She said, I don't want your evil money. Oh, well, now he tried to give her the money. She was like, nah, I don't want your evil money. And then they have this. I'm sorry that it was not sexy to me. He turned around, he bent her over and he hit it from the back. And then he leave like, all right, be here later. Like, I'm just like, so this is a hit and run. This is a hit it and quit it run situation. Okay. Okay. And he had the nerve to ask her. He asked her, why didn't the conjure save the baby? So he asked her that. And I'm just like, rude, rude. I'm like, rude, rude. Okay. So that's Smoke. That's the yeah, that's Smoke, the one in the blue hat. The one in the red hat, he went down to the train station to go get Delroy Lindo to talk him into playing at the juke joint that they opening up on the same night. And guess who he run into? The white woman that's supposed to be family. That guess what he did? He screwed her and left her too. Cause she said it in the movie. She was just like, well, you stuck your tongue in my hoo-ha and you fucked me real good. And I just want to know, was it real that you ever loved me? He can't even say it. And she was just like, it's real fucked up because my mom just died and your ass is back and you ain't said nothing, you ain't wrote, you ain't said nothing. So we got these two bozos who are, and listen, you go watch the movie yourself. This is what I see. I see the stereotypes that the black community say they don't want, but they uphold just because it's a quote unquote mostly black film. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I see. This is what I see. So, so like I said, so that was Stack. Stack is in the red, Smoke is in the blue. They had them color coordinated. And I thought that was interesting how they had them color coordinated with the blue being safe and good. Because if we look at the energetics of color, right? Blue is calming, blue is safe, blue is where you're supposed to find refuge, right? It's why, when you're driving on the interstate, the hospital signs are blue. The health center signs are blue. Police are supposed to be safe, boys in blue, and then you have danger. Danger, we know danger from the color red. Caution, danger. This is bad. This is toxic. So they had Stack in the red, messing with the white woman, and Smoke in the blue with the hoodoo work, right? So I'm looking at this, I'm seeing this, right? So okay, juke joint is supposed to open up in the evening. Juke joint's supposed to open up in the evening. And it's so funny because all these times where black people are talking about um don't stop inviting people to the cookout. That's all they did was invite people to the cookout who wasn't supposed to be there. That's all they did was invite people to the cookout who wasn't supposed to be there. The reason that they ended up getting fucked up was because the Chinese woman who made the sign for their juke joint. Remember, her and her husband have the grocery store and a couple stores in town. You know, she let them damn vampires in. She let them vampires in because they're using the classic vampire lore of they can't come in unless you invite them in. She let them damn people in. She let them people in. Why are you even there? Like, black people say they want a gatekeep culture. They're gonna be the same ones mad if when the Koreans have R&B, aka the K-pop. Oh my God, the white people are wearing dreadlocks. The such and such, such and such. Black people have this, but you are freely giving it away. You're freely giving it away. You're freely giving it away. So I'm looking at all of this and I'm just like, this is terrible. This is terrible. The attractive black woman who's a Jezebel whore because she's married and out here messing with this young child. We don't know how old he is in the movie. He could be 16, he could be 17, he could be 18. The real actor is only 20 himself. So we have the pretty black woman who's the Jezebel whore, married, but out here, getting her coochie licked from the probably barely legal young boy. We have the one brother who in love with the white woman. Okay, in love with the white woman who, after everyone else dies in the movie, he gets to live out the rest of his life with his white woman. Okay, and they had the white woman dressed up cute. And then you have the more plus size black woman who, her and the brother get to live their lives together in the afterlife. Not here on earth, but in the afterlife. So I'm looking at all this, you know, and I'm just like, this is the shit that black people say that they don't want to deal with, but that, it's the white supremacy and this, that, and the third. But you keep holding on to all these stereotypes and energetics, and I'm tired. Right, we are right, and we already knew this. And I'm just like, where's the horror? I don't see horror in this. If this was supposed to be a horror movie, I think it could have. I don't see horror. I mean, vampires don't automatically make something horror, in my opinion. But I just don't. I don't see it. I don't see it. Now as far as the hoodoo goes in the movie, okay, so they had the talk of like mojo bags. Okay, mojo bags. If you've ever made a mojo bag, I have made many a mojo bag. Mojo bags, they are pretty much um talismans. They're pretty much talismans. So, she was protecting. And then just using her for you use her for the protection, for the magic, for the knowledge, but there's no marrying her, there's no taking care of her. There is no benefit, but she made sure that because of her love for you, she made sure she protected you. I was like, okay. I was like, okay. So the only conjure that was really, really in the movie was the mojo bags. And they showed her she does her divinations with tarot, well, not with tarot cards. She does her divinations with just regular playing cards, like the cards that you play like poker with. She does that, she had her herbs and stuff like that. And she was the one that had the spiritual knowledge about the vampires, right? They also made reference to I know you all have heard the old stories about the musician that sold their soul to the devil to be able to play music, at the crossroads. So they made you kind of see that imagery in there because that was the little cousin. The little cousin who out here licking the coochie of the married woman. That was him. He was the one who um they had him bring that imagery in of going down to the crossroads and music and stuff like that. And just the way that music plays such a big part in Black people's culture, and how a lot of hoodoo is tied into blues back in the day from down south, right? But as far as like I thought they was gonna use some hoodoo or something to kill all these damn vampires. They ain't use nothing. They ain't use nothing like that. They ain't use nothing like that. Nothing like that at all. It was really just her. I mean, she did throw, she was throwing bones, another form of divination. So she had her, throwing her bones with her charms and stuff like that. But it wasn't like prevalent and running through the movie. Like it wasn't like that. It was just touches of it here and there. But all I saw was Black people hanging on to some more slavery or slavery once removed energetics, um with this you see the conversations online about Black men choosing white women, and that was who, the brother Stack, he got turned into a vampire, so him and his vampire white girl, they got to live the rest of their lives, you know live together in love, live together in love. And I was just like, this is the same shit. You see these conversations all the time, all the time. And again, going back to the Black actor who played the hoodoo lady, Annie. I think her name is Wunmi. Um, and she's very pretty. Oh my gosh, she's so pretty. But they knew exactly what they were doing with the image of the various women in the movie. They knew exactly what they were doing with the imagery of the Annie, the hoodoo woman. She was not sexy. She's pretty. And listen, being pretty and being sexy are two different things. Absolutely. She's gorgeous. But they did not have her looking pretty sexy at all in that movie. She's pretty. They didn't have her looking sexy at all. So that goes again to the trope of women witches of color, Black women witches. They get done so bad in these movies and in TV shows. They are done so bad. They absolutely had the little skinny Asian woman, the little skinny white woman, and the Black woman that was fit feminine, fit and feminine, as the Dusties will say. They had her being a whore. And I'm just like, I'm not watching this shit again. I'm just like, I'm not watching this again. I will never watch that shit again. Um, Mm-mm. I will never watch that again, because all these conversations, you know, um, about what people say they don't like. Um, I mean, it's just like, do people just wish that they were criminals, or I just didn't see it. I did not see it. And everybody's, the Black conversations online are, oh my God, go see it again. I've seen it 6, 7, and 8 times. But then you're gonna get on the internet and be crying about, quote unquote, the Black man that didn't choose you. Okay. Then you're gonna get on there and you're gonna cry about, you know, certain things. And I was just like, I was over it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because again, Smoke, the one in the blue, and Annie, the hoodoo woman in the film, they didn't get to be together. She got killed by the vampire. Okay. She got killed by the vampire and he ended up dying too. The only way that they were together was in the afterlife. Whereas Stack, the one in the red, and the white woman, they were able to live the rest of their lives together in love as vampires. Right. Absolutely. 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 That's exactly what this is. That's exactly what this is. Like, and then here's the thing, trying to have her be this black person or black adjacent, the white woman. Like, I don't know if y'all recently saw the conversations online where, she's invited to the cookout because the real actor, Haley Steinfeld, she come to find out that one of her distant relatives is black. Okay, but baby, you don't identify as black. You a whole white woman out here. You are white. You are white. So calling her family in the movie, because that's what they were called. She was called family in the movie because the white woman, took her mother took the twins in. So her mother took the twins in, so they grew up, right? They grew up together. But baby, with her grandfather or great grandfather being half black, and then the rest of you is white, you are white. You are white. Baby, you white. So there is no way she identifying as black. And they gotta stop this shit. Same thing with the recent conversation online about gingers. Okay, white people with red hair and stuff like that. Gingers being black. Gingers are not black. Two black people make a black person. They are not black. And I'm just like, stop this shit. Like people like doing this shit, but as soon as they claim appropriation of culture, they claim that all white people do is steal. Well, if you keep inviting them in, you are giving them permission to steal from you. You are giving them permission to steal from you. You are giving them permission to steal from you. And I'm just like all these different all these conversations, especially like the conversations, um same thing with that statue in New York. Same thing with that statue in New York. That statue in New York, I'm sorry, that woman looks sloppy. I'm sorry, she does. Um, Same thing with that statue in New York of that black woman. The black woman statue in New York. And I'm just like, this is not good imagery. This is not good representation. This is not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. So let me get back to this. Let me get back to this article. So, so yeah, like I said, they opened up a juke joint. They done stole from the gangsters. They was rolling with the gangsters to make their money or whatever. And it's just like these are the same people that, if this was modern day times, might as well be what's his name from that show that was coming on. They used to come on Stars with the husband who was really like a dope dealer. And then he had the wife, but then he was cheating on his wife with his quote unquote long lost love, the Hispanic chick, Ghost. Like it's similar to that. I am not knowingly getting up with, or doing some shit with some people who are in dangerous professions like that. Dangerous professions like that. I'm not doing it. It's different if you don't know, but I'm not doing it. But see, Wumi, the hoodoo woman in the movie, she knew where the money came from. She knew where the money came from, and she didn't want it. And listen, it was her choice to not take the money. And then there was another thing. It was just like, when there's talk about, since a lot of the black conversations online are about dating and mating, let's just keep it real. Um, the thought process around being a quote unquote bigger woman, and I don't make the rules of society. I don't make society how it is. But quote unquote the non-select people are people who are thrown away. Again, I don't make the rules about society. I don't. But you have never seen um The standards weren't there. That's all I can say is that the standards, at least the standards that I have, like, for myself and stuff like that, like, they're not there. Um, they're not. And listen, and this is how we know, like, people say, like, it don't matter, it does matter. Looks and looking good is currency in society. I did not make the rules. I did not make the societal rules. Do I think it should be that way? No, but it's not. Because ain't none of y'all, hey 504, ain't none of y'all gonna be like, yeah, if you're looking to buy a car, none of y'all are looking to buy the beater. None of y'all is going out to buy the rust bucket car that doesn't have a fender, that's got three black doors, one white door, that just look fucked up. No one is just like, yeah, this is my shit. No one is doing that. Unless you're just like, you just really don't have the financial means and that's the only car you can afford, you're absolutely not buying that. When you go buy you a car, you buy the car that you like, right? Including how does it look? How does it look? Maybe you only got 15,000 for a car, which is fine. Maybe you're gonna buy a 2015 car. You still gonna at least pick the color that you like. No one is gonna be out here purposely picking and driving a car that's not attractive to them. Same way you're not purposely out here dating and mating with someone that you don't find attractive. That there is not some type of attraction or whatever. You would hope that your partner, the person that you choose, would be at least decent looking, somewhat healthy. No one no like we need to stop this. Um we need to stop this. We need to stop this. But yeah, so now there was, and then throughout the movie, you had the Christian theme playing through the movie because the little cousin was the son of a preacher, right? And the preacher father told him, like, okay, if you keep dealing in that type of stuff, you're gonna end up fucked up one day. That's pretty much what he told him. So it was just like, you had the Christianity in there trying to be like, listen, uh, stay away from that type of stuff. Okay, you had the Christianity in there. So, and it says it right here. Jedediah, which was the father of the little nephew who was playing the guitar in the movie. He told the son, you keep dancing with the devil, one day he's gonna follow you home. Okay, and Sammy boy, preacher boy, the little cousin who was sticking his tongue in the coochie of the Black Mary woman. Um, they end up facing quote unquote the devils, the vampires at the quote unquote juke joint. So it's just like you had the Christianity there. And I think it's there to run this theme in the background of, you know, danger only comes when you're doing fucked up shit. And we all know that's not the truth. Because there are regular people who are just minding their business, doing nothing wrong. They get harmed and killed in today's society, right? So, they're focusing on this movie about, destruction of black business and stuff like that, cultural appropriation, white people stealing things. But it's just like, stop inviting these people in. Do something else. Do something else. Um, do something else. I just was over it because I was just like, I just was over it because I'm tired of slavery adjacent or Jim Crow, KKK beat trying to beat black people's ass movies. Like I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it because we as black people, we're so creative. We think outside the box and but they keep running back to these tropes. Keep running back to these tropes, and then as women, gotta stop supporting the shit that have you out here looking bad. Like, I'm sorry, you have to stop supporting it. It's the same thing with the Transformers. Same thing with the Transformers. You out here, you don't you say men do this, men don't like women, men such and such, or they're the conversations that black men don't like black women, but you still run and flock to these men who put on wigs and portray your essence in the most ratchet and undignified ways. So it's like, what do you really want? What do you really want? You say one thing, but then you're doing something else. Hey, returning to Mac. Yeah, I mean, she looks like some people that I have seen too. She looks like some people I have seen, some people in my family. At the same time, at the same time, that's not a black statue of that's not a statue of someone that looks their best. It's not. Okay? It's not. It's not. Yeah. I mean, listen, but the thing about it is like with that statue, every normal there's a bunch of normal out here. There's a bunch of normal out here. There's normal out here. The conversations about people can be regular or you can not be regular. You can be regular or you can not be regular. I mean, the statue looked like she wasn't wearing a bra. She looked like she wasn't wearing a bra. Okay. Hand on the hip. That didn't look it didn't look presentable. I know it is some people's best. And I just wish some people would do more. I wish some people would do more. I really wish. But like I said, these are some of um the same conversations about certain things. This is the same conversations about certain things. So, there is a difference between conversations of what some people wish. And make no mistake about it. There are conversations and then there are what people wish. And then there are conversations, what some people uphold, but they're doing something else in life. They're doing something else. They're doing something else. They're doing something else. And we develop and here's the thing, as societies, we develop language around certain things. We develop language about around certain things. What's the current one right now? Body is tea? Is that the current one? Body is tea? Okay. We develop language about around things. Body is tea. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about Lizzo? Mhm. Lizzo. Uh-huh. Lizzo also started on her weight loss journey. She started on her weight loss journey. She did. Mhm. But yes, the current is Body is tea. Body is tea. Body is tea. That's the current one. Yeah, I don't think being fat is natural. There may be some things going on, but some of the things that we see is not. Can the body take it? Yes. The human body can take it, but we also start getting into the dis-ease and stuff like that. But even if she is plus size, a plus size model, she could be a cute plus size model. She can be cute. She can be cute. There's a difference between normal, natural, and then like looking sloppy and not put together. Like there are differences in those things. There are differences in those things. Because there are a bunch of there are a bunch of naturally, you know. All I'm saying is that when we pick things to represent us, we don't pick we don't pick like I said, no one is out here like, yeah, give me the piece of shit car. Give me the piece of shit car. When something happens to your car, if someone breaks the window or, if you got a door on the side of your car and it's smashed, you try to fix it. You try to fix it. You try to fix it. You do. Being put together and looking put together, it doesn't mean that you have to be glamorous, but you can at least look like they did, yeah. But anyway, that's the statue. What I'm saying is a lot of times we talk about representation, and the thing about it is that and people don't like to say it. I know some people, but we talk about our image as black people and then as black women because I'm a black woman, but we have to do better for our image as well, and that includes what we support and what we don't support. But yeah, the petition is out there to get rid of the statue. And then on top of that, the statue, like the statue was created by this half black man, and his mother is white. So that was not the best representation either. He don't that's not even his mom. That's not even his mom. That is a British biracial man with a white mother. Okay. That's who that is. Who made that statue. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Because I looked at it, I had the conversation with Nyla and Fuzzy. I had the conversation with them, going back to the statue. The black representations of black men that he made of these black men statues, none of them were fat. None of them were fat. And he even had a black man statue in a suit. He had a black man statue in a suit, and then he had some other ones in like, sweatpants and stuff like that. None of them were fat, and they didn't look unkempt. So we have to go deeper. His thought process, how he thought about black women was that statue, but how he represented himself as a male was fit, and he even had one of them statues in a suit. So we gotta get down to the energetics of things. We gotta get down to the energetics of things when we're talking about a lot of things. So, um, you know, we gotta talk about the energetics of things. But energetically, that movie Sinners, I will never watch it again. Never watch it again. Um, I'm just like, these are all the conversations that quote unquote black people have been making. Um, Black men and black women online, and then yes, 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 we gonna support it. Okay, that's fine. It does. It does lie with the artist. It does lie with the artist. And that artist put his interpretation of a black woman on display for the world to see, but he didn't do it for the black man. So Yeah, it definitely doesn't represent me. Um, it don't. I mean, we can just, we can just have anything for representation because anything can be normal. Anything can be normal. Anything can be normal. Yeah, yeah. I hear you. I hear you. It's just not for me because it's just not for me. And everyone's entitled to what they believe, but I would never go see that. I would never go see that. Um, or support that. Same thing like in the movie. Same thing like in this movie. Um, Same thing like in this movie. Um, we just have to draw the line at certain things. We just have to draw the line at certain things. We just have to draw the line at certain things. At certain things. You know. Um, like I said. So yeah, I know someone mentioned Chrissy, the content creator Chrissy, and she made a video as it pertains to image and representation as far as sinners go. I saw her video. I definitely agree with it. If you have not seen Chrissy's video as it pertains to sinners and black women's representation in the movie, I maybe go check it out. Maybe go check it out because I do agree with it. All I saw was people who can't let go to things near slavery, from slavery, slavery adjacent, um, to people who could have done something better, people who were telling you, showing you with the movie that, as one famous content creator used to say, who they really choose, right? Who they really choose. Um, yeah, that's all I saw. That's that's all I saw. Um, in the movie. So I definitely advise everyone to go watch the movie for themselves. Form your own opinions of it. I'm just sharing with what I saw. And I know that my brain works completely different than other people. Like I don't even have like I'm not linked to these stories. I don't link myself to stuff like The Color Purple. I don't link myself to Roots. I don't link myself energetically to movies like this. I just don't. I don't link myself to Tyler Perry movies. I don't link myself to those types of things. I don't. Um, I don't. I think I maybe saw Roots as a kid because I think like my parents were watching it and I was like in the room with them. But other than that, I don't link myself to this because people are linking themselves to this, and it's still slavery adjacent. The conditions of those times and all like that. And yes, the world is complex. Yes, there's a bunch of um there's black hate. Black hate is global, but we have to unlink ourselves from certain things. And this is just the energetics of this is the energetics of that, still holding on to that. Like I will never like identify and be like, oh my God, Color Purple is a great movie. Like never. Like I'm not. I'm tired of seeing stuff like that. I'm so tired of seeing stuff like that. I'm tired of it. Like, can we leave those eras alone where people had so much less than what they have now? Leave those eras where they are. We can study them. We can study the history. We don't have to make another movie about it. People can read. Google is free. Go to the African American Museum or the DuSable Museum or whichever museum of your choice. But can we not, have these things for the world to see? Because people forget these things are global. These things are global. So is it, these things are global. So global movies with shit like this, especially since people and it's just so funny because like I said, the conversations are, you see a lot of black men and black women saying, the black something, okay, so black passport bros, they talking about they go to other countries for such and such women or whatever. And then you see, there are, black women who have opened up their dating options to include other people. Okay, that's fine. From their respective cultures, don't don't give these other people something else to talk about you with. Don't give them anything else. Um, don't give them anything else. And it's so funny because like I remember, right. But I don't even want the energy to be replicated. Can we leave the color purple where it is? I don't want to see a story about a woman being abused and raped and all. I don't want to see that shit. Can we leave that shit where it is? Can we leave it? Can we leave it there? Can we leave it where it is? You know, it's so funny because I remember Mr. Hoodoo. Mr. Hoodoo used to work for the federal government. He worked for the Department of Defense. So he has worked in the Middle East. His work has taken him to a couple of African countries or whatnot. And they would, people would ask him in the Middle East and in these African countries, are you married? He would say yes. He would say yes. And then they'd be like, "Oh," and he would take a picture of me out of his wallet and show people the picture of me, and they were so shocked because I was not some ratchet. That because I was not some ratchet um negative black woman stereotype. They were shocked. People have to remember that whether we like it or not, these images go around the world and people who have never dealt with black people or black people from the United States, the trash image is what a lot of people from around the world know of us. Oh, thank you, Return of the Mac. Renaissance Woman, I was talking about the movie centers and we kind of merged in with like the black woman statue that was in New York. And I was just giving my take on the movie centers. Thank you so much. But yeah, so he was showing people, like in Kenya and other countries, in Africa. He was showing people in Kuwait, Iraq, Afghanistan. Because like I said, he used to work for the Department of Defense. So he has traveled. He has the stamps. And every time he said those people were shocked that I didn't look like some ratchet Beckisha. The images being that the United States is on decline, but we've had, the Hollywood film industry, the heavy TV industry that gets shipped out around the world. We have to be stronger in our voices and make stuff that has us looking good, like good representations of us. We have to do what we can do to control as much of it as possible. We do. And we definitely do it by not supporting certain imagery. We do it by not supporting certain imagery. Renaissance Woman says, I'm from Clarksdale and people are mad that I criticize how they portrayed Annie. Love the movie only because of my hometown. Yeah, yeah. I mean, do you want to say something about it? I can drop the link so you can have if you want to say something or if anyone here is from Clarksdale. Um your thought processes as it pertains to the movie or how Annie was portrayed because I didn't like the way she was portrayed either. I didn't like that either. I didn't, so I mean, I'll drop the link if someone wants to say something about it or, because we can't be a voice online saying one thing and then support something else. I love how you said that. I'm from Clarksdale and people are mad that I criticize how they portrayed Annie. Thank you. Thank you so thank you. I was just like, I know as soon as I talk about sinners and how they portray some, people gonna try to revoke my black card. I was like, because the black community online is loving sinners. And I am very happy that all those black actors got paid. I am so happy that they got their money, honey. But really, the married black woman that's the Jezebel whore. Okay. 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 I will drop the link. I don't think anyone's gonna come up, but I will definitely drop the link and see if anybody has something to say. I dropped the link. Let me go to my page. Let me drop the link. But yeah, I'm just like, this is. I was just like, this is you hustling from work. Okay, girl. It's so good to see you, Sora. Sora, are you going to leadership sideline? Are you going to leadership? I'm going to leadership. I'll be a leadership next month. So yeah. Big AKA gonna get all my money again. Big AKA gonna get my money again. I'm going to leadership, Sora. So, and if you aren't going to leadership, are you going to Boule in Vegas next year? Let me know, girl, because we can have us a meetup. I'm going to leadership this year, and I'm going to Boule next year. It's in Vegas. Who doesn't want to have fun in Vegas? I hope they have the capacity for it for us. Okay, let me go back to StreamYard so I can see what's going on. You said my people are from there. I visited several times, have family that still live there on the family land. Oh, that's what's up. I'm glad your family still has that land. I am so happy they still have their land, baby. I mean, pin in case anybody wants to come up. But yeah, like I said, that was the movie. I didn't really I'm just like I'm not watching it again. We are so much more than black people are so much more than these tropes of I'm tired of these tropes. That's right, girl. Yes, girl. Yes. You said, I think the guy also did the movie Fruitvale Station. Did he? I don't know. I didn't see Fruitvale Station either because I don't want to see any more trauma get killed movies. I don't want to see that. We know these stories. I don't want to see that. Can we make something else? Can we make something else? Okay, can a black person be like the lead detective and solve the crime of the serial killer or, but it'd be like an all black movie with no jokes and like no sex? Like I would love that. I would love that. I would love that. But no, our movies are jokes and um now it's dummy pop the balloon shit. I'm like, pop the balloon is on Netflix. People do understand that Netflix is a global platform, right? Okay. Okay. Oh, I can only imagine. I can only imagine that the energy is heavy there. I can only imagine. Like, I can only imagine. Is it definitely you can feel the energy definitely in Augusta, Georgia. And I definitely feel it in Savannah. I don't really feel it in New Orleans, but I can feel it. I can feel the energies. But yes, Vegas meetup girl. Vegas meetup girl. Girl, you gotta take me to the moon yoga. Let's go to moon yoga. Let's go to moon yoga, Natasha. Yeah, so, but yeah, I was waiting for more Conjure. I was waiting for more Conjure. She ain't make no mojo bags to protect nobody. You know, she ain't make none of that. But yeah, they talked about mojo bags, and then you saw the playing cards, and then you saw she had her apothecary shop, and then she threw some bones over real quick. But that was really like the only hoodoo in the movie. It was very brief. It wasn't like this hoodoo movie. I need for there to be a like hoodoo movie where like we using that shit and they show like, yeah, they got their new job or they just bought this land because they were using the magic to build themselves up. Listen, sexy RN go to the wall. Now sounds like they didn't deserve to be protected. I mean, I don't I all I would say is listen, I can't. Never watching that again. Um no. No. He said I'm going. They did make Hoodoo look weak in the movie. Yeah, they made it look weak. He had the and see and that was another one of the fucked up parts that I was just like he was benefiting from the protection of the mojo bag, but then he was asking why didn't he didn't really believe in it, but he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go along with it. Okay, okay, and like she made him a protection bag. You ain't make one for yourself, girl. You didn't make a mojo protection bag for yourself, so you can protect this nigga. Let me stop. You protect him. You protect him. You ain't make one to protect yourself, girl. You ain't make no mojo bag to protect yourself, but you protecting him. And then you just gonna let him come from out of nowhere, and then just he get access to the box, and he just came out of nowhere. This man just came out of nowhere. You ain't seen him in how long, and you just gonna let him bust it wide open. You gonna let him hit, and he just no explanation, no conversation, no what is we gonna get back together. You just gonna let him hit, girl. That part, but yeah. But you gonna let him hit, girl, and he just came out of nowhere. Okay, girl. Okay, girl. We gotta talk about these standards. We gotta talk about these standards. You just gonna let him hit, girl. Okay. Okay. Right. Nor the baby. Nothing for the baby. As far as we know, there was nothing for the baby. Okay. 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 She out here singing Whitney's "I'm saving all my love for you." Okay, girl. And another thing in the movie, I was just like, is this what we do? So the little boy, the preacher's son, which was the twins' cousin, they they told him the twins, Michael B. Jordan's character pretty much told him like, yeah, so you can really turn a woman on if you know how to eat coochie. So he got the married black woman into the room. The little cousin got the Sammy boy, the preacher boy. He got the married black woman into the room for sexy time. And so he lifted up her dress so he can lick coochie. And she was just like, well, shoot, let me wash up first. She was like, let me wash it out first. Let me go freshen up before you start licking my coochie. She was like, because I walked over here. You know it's Mississippi. You know it's hot. You know it's humid. She was like, I walked over here. Let me go freshen up before we start doing nasty things." He was like, "No, I just want to taste you." I was just like, I'm like, "Who wrote this? Who wrote this?" Absolutely. I fully agree. I agree. I agree. But I'm like, so you said, "Ew, that didn't need to be in a movie." It was in a movie. She was just like, "Well, let me go freshen up." She was like, "Let me go freshen up. I walked over here, before you stick your tongue in my coochie." He was like, "I just want to taste you." And then he proceeds to lick coochie. And I was just like, I threw up in my mouth just a little bit. And I understand that sometimes you be hot and heavy, things be hot and heavy. But we can't be talking about we the clean people online. We can't be talking about we the clean people on the internet and then be out here doing unclean things. No, girl. L Boogie, go to the wall. Go to the wall, girl. We not doing that. We not. I was just like, I was so embarrassed for her. I was embarrassed for her. Like, at least she was getting ready to go freshen up before he stuck his tongue in her coochie. But he was like, "No, I just want to taste you." He was so ready to have his first piece of sexual activity. He didn't even want her to go freshen up. I was just like, okay, okay. You were embarrassed for her too. I was just like, what is happening? I was like, a man wrote this. A man definitely wrote this. A man wrote this. Like, you're supposed to be fresh before all them types of activities happen. Baby, what is soap at? Uh, you supposed to she was supposed to he was supposed to let her go find one of them old school tubs, okay, before the red hot water bottle. Okay, those of y'all with mamas and grandmamas and aunties and stuff, you've seen that red hot water bottle hanging up in the bathroom in the shower, right? Okay. She was supposed to go find her a tub and some hot water and some soap and at least go rinse it out before. Right. It goes along with you're dirty. It does. And that's what I'm just saying. Like the whole energetics of this movie, I was just like, this is bad. This is terrible. This is terrible. Like this is terrible. She did. At least she did. She did. She did. She said, let me go freshen up because I walked over here. And we don't know how long she walked over there. I know when I'm going walking, 2 and 3 miles on a treadmill, okay, you are going to sweat. And I'm in the house or in the gym when I'm doing my 2, 3 miles. You are going to sweat. Okay. You need to go bathe. Okay. And we all know she was not of the Brazilian wax persuasion. So we know that, okay, hair holds older in sweat. Hair holds older in sweat. Hold on one second. Let me answer this phone call. Let me answer this phone call. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I don't know if anyone is still here watching or not. I am so sorry. I had to take a phone call from the husband. Um, yeah, interesting things developing. Interesting thing developing with us. But yeah, I had to take that phone call. I had to get rid of him. Get him off the phone because I'm here with y'all. But I had to take that phone call. But yeah, so sinners. And of course, everything stated in this live stream is my opinion only. Please watch the movie yourself and form your own opinions. I am not pushing my opinions on anyone. I am passionate about my opinions. I believe in my opinions, right? I believe in what I say, just like everyone should. But I would never watch that again because I'm tired of certain tropes. Especially as it pertains to black people, and especially because these tropes are sent all over the world. We live in a global society now, so it isn't just like keeping certain things in small pockets around the world. We live in a global society. We have been for real, for a long time. And those of you who travel to various parts of the world, you can see how certain images of us influence the opinions of people who live around the world. I'm not saying it's right. I mean, this is just the reality of it. And I don't think that this movie makes anybody look any better. I just see it as a bunch of tropes still somewhat attached to the Jim Crow South. So, that's just what I see. Yeah, no, yeah, movie not too deep. Yeah, yeah. I mean, but things build up over time. Things build up over time. Things build up over time. Um, movie is supposed to art. These things are representations of what's going on in society. You know, So, yeah. Okay. So yeah, yeah. That was. I will never watch it again. I mean, that's just me. But it's a bunch of stuff that I would never watch again. Um, a bunch of stuff I will never watch again. So just across all things movies, films, and TV shows. But yeah, so it wasn't too much magic in there. I was hoping that I really just want like a full frontal, like, yes, magic works, magic helps people instead of the people being afraid of it. Yeah, so I mean, as much as we say that certain things aren't too deep, the conversations online, there are conversations about things. So I mean, it's reflections. I didn't understand all the hoopla either. I didn't either. And I think that sometimes people want so much for something to just be like black owned or black led or starring a bunch of black people that they'll take anything, like starving for representation or starving for things to be made. Same thing. Now, let me say this. I don't know much about it. Okay. But I mean, let me say, there is a person from the Atlanta area who had her restaurants and this whole big thing with her restaurants and allegations of her not paying people, and it's like just because something is black owned, because for a lot of things black people will support if it's other black people. But people don't want to have the conversations about if something is a bad business practice. They just want to rate things over the coals because it's like black owned or like black led, and it's just like, no, we have to do better. um Now I did like that. I did like that, Fuzzy. Hey, Fuzzy girl. I did like that. I did like that, but um I did like seeing some of the other ones check other ones, but it's just I need a different one. I need a different movie. I need a different type of movie. I need a different type of movie. I need a different type of movie. It's just so funny because like I see like some of these commercials whenever I'm watching TV that has commercials, and like a lot of the new AIDS HIV commercials are just like black people or yeah, it's just like a bunch of black people. And I know that, sexual diseases, they run rampant in so many different communities, and I know, like, Atlanta is shot to shit. Some of these nursing homes, got the STDs running around, but a lot of these, like, STD commercials, it's like it's only black people because that's the people that they have in the ads, and it's just like, black people aren't the only people that have STDs and HIV. Oh, girl, did you see Sinners? Did you see Sinners? Because in the movie Sinners, the they had the black woman, the character, she wanted to go freshen up before sexy time, and he was like, "No, it don't matter. You ain't got to freshen up before sexy time." He was fine with performing cunnilingus without her freshening up. So that was in the movie, and I was just like, "Ooh, okay." So that was in a movie. We don't. I'm not saying she smelled bad or anything like that, but you know, we know how the cleanliness is. We know how we do with the cleanliness. L Boogie, go to the wall. Talking about give me that sweet heat. Go to the wall. Not, not sweet heat. So that's what because we see the conversations. We've seen the conversations where they say that certain people stink or that vaginas stink. Vulvas and vaginas don't stink. They have a natural smell, but they don't stink unless something is going on or unless you didn't wash, unless you didn't bathe. Then the bacterias will do things. But yes, Fuzzy. So that's where that conversation came from, Fuzzy. You came in on it. You came in on it, Fuzzy. You came in on it, Fuzzy. Yeah, y'all. Mm-mm-mm. But yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts. If y'all don't want to be my friend no more after that, after this conversation, I understand. I understand. Natasha said he wanted to see what her husband tasted like too. Girl, Natasha, go to the wall. Go to the wall. He sure go to the wall. Cause ain't no telling. Ain't no telling. They had her being the loosey goosey in the movie. Go to the wall, Natasha. Go to the wall. Natasha and L Boogie gotta go to the wall. Y'all gotta go to the wall. Y'all, ooh wee. Mm, go to the wall. Go to the wall. I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, she might have had a husband earlier that day. I mean, but they had her looking like she was out there on the prowl. They had her looking like if anybody came up to her, she was gonna give it up. And listen, you do what you want with your poom poom. Do what you want with your poom poom. It's your poom poom. You give your poom poom to whoever you want to have your poom poom. But girl, you know, yeah, the black woman in the movie, right? She had the husband, but she was cheating. Yep, she was cheating with somebody who couldn't who ain't had two nickels to rub together. At least if you're gonna cheat up with somebody who got some money, who can take care of you or something like. Listen, don't be cheating with all he got is his damn guitar to his name. If you gonna cheat up, listen, listen. Don't be out here cheating with. You got you a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, and you out here with the homie who work at Wendy's. What is you doing? What is you doing? Like, what is you doing? He ain't had nothing. He ain't had nothing to give her. It's like, girl, what is you doing? Girl, what is you doing? That wasn't. But yeah, they had her looking uh like she was loose. I mean, she married and you know, I mean, like I said, you give your poom poom to whoever you want to give it to. But I don't want to hear nobody talking about standards or marriage is supposed to be respected, and they had her out here being the little whore. So that's all I had to say about it all. That's all I had to say about it. I just want better. Let me see what you're talking about. Fuzzy L Boogie says the aesthetically pretty black woman. Was it symbolic to say that most pretty black women are whores even when they're meant to be committed? I wouldn't say that it was symbolic for all of the black women. It was symbolic for all black women, but she was the quote unquote she was the only one who quote unquote was competition to the white woman in the movie and the Asian woman in the movie. So she was quote unquote the pretty black woman in the movie, and she was the pretty black woman who um was married, but she's out there giving a poom poom to somebody she just met the same day. So I think that stereotypically it goes into the, sexualization of just women and even black women. I think it goes into that. But they tried to make it softer and innocent because he was just like, yeah, I just want to taste you. Like she wasn't nude or anything like that, but but yeah. Watch it, Fuzzy. Go ahead, watch it, Fuzzy. I'm waiting for Fuzzy to watch this so she can send like me and Nyla some of these long voice notes. And so you can tell me, so you can tell me what you think about this, Fuzzy. You can tell me what you think about it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like people are talking about this movie was cultural, was revolutionary. Like the imagery in it was black man go off into the sunset with his white woman. The imagery was, neither one of them were married. Neither one of the twins were married, but they just out here sex with everybody. Okay. You had the black woman that was married, and then she's out here being the whore, the Jezebel. They had her crawling all on the floor in the music scene. Okay. Um, you had the two brothers who were from Clarksdale, Mississippi, but then they went up north to Chicago. They were rolling with the gangsters and Al Capone, and they stole from them. So they opened this juke joint with all these stolen goods and all this money from nefarious activities. These are the things that black people in the black community say that they don't want as far as their imagery, but this is what they're praising. Right. Right. And the white woman, Mary, she was married too. She was married too. So this is the imagery. Hey girl, la la. Hey girl. So this is the imagery in the movie. This is what I saw. And you can't have all these conversations online saying you don't want we want this, we don't want that. And but this is what we're supporting. Again, I'm happy that all those black people got paid to be in the movie. I'm glad they found work, but I'm just tired of seeing certain things. I really am tired of seeing certain things. But yes, she was. She was. I'm just tired of seeing certain things. I was just really like I think I was more appalled at the black woman that was married. I mean, because I'm married, right? I'm married. I am in a loving, stable, happy, financially happy, physically, we're true to each other. I am in a happy marriage. And listen, girl, the conversation online in these communities that black people don't care about marriage, or marriage isn't sanctity anymore, and and marriage isn't for everyone. But when you see a bunch of black women online talking about they want to be married, but then you're supporting this, where the married woman in the movie just gonna give it up to someone that she met 6 hours earlier in the day, that is not a good look. It's not. It's not a good look. It's not. It's really not a good look. It's not a good look. And then again, they be talking about, oh, Becky and the preference, and I don't care. Yes, you do. But this was a movie by a man, by men, and go support it. But then at the same time, you be like, all black men do is roll off with white woman. But you supporting that. He rolled off into the sunset with his white woman. He did. They were vampires, but he rolled off into the sunset with his white woman. So I'm just like, what you say and the energetics of what you support, it has to be aligned. Not the trope of once you go black. Stop. Fuzzy says, Sonya says it's a good, yeah, yeah. Homegirl, that little boy, and then like I said, she was out here giving it to the little boy. Giving it to the little boy. He ain't got two nickels to rub together. He ain't got no job. He ain't got nothing. Is when his father passes away, is he gonna inherit that church, or is he gonna inherit some farmland or something like that? He out here trying to make his way. He ain't got no money. You giving your poom poom up to the person who ain't got no money. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. Don't make no sense. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. But stop letting people in the club, and then you crying about people stealing from you. But anyway, y'all. Y'all have anything else to say about this? Because like I said, I was just sharing what I thought about it. I'm really waiting for Nyla and Fuzzy to go watch this, so we can have our girl chat about this. But let me just, I remember is it okay if I say it, Nyla, that your husband had, did a video about that statue? But yeah, Fuzzy didn't like that statue. Go ahead, tell him, Fuzzy. Fuzzy didn't like that black woman statue in New York. Go and tell him, Fuzzy. Um, I'll have two people on my side that didn't like that damn statue in New York. I will have two people on my side. Like, girl, no, we don't like that. We don't like that. We don't like that. But yeah, so like I said, y'all probably don't want to be my friend no more because these are my opinions about sinners. But that's okay if y'all don't want to be my friend no more. Um, because I just don't get down with like all these damn different like tropes and shit like that. I just don't. I'm tired of these Jim Crow adjacent, slavery adjacent tropes of black people. Like, you have all this money to make a movie and this is what you make. And I'm just like, okay, girl, okay. 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 Now I don't want to hear nobody talking about nothing. I don't want to hear nobody talking about nothing. Fuzzy said, "Oh my God, don't get me started on that statue. I'm just recovering from that anger and disappointment. Yeah, that statue was whack. I don't care what nobody say. Now, everybody got their opinion in mind. That statue was whack. It was whack. It was whack. It was whack. Shoot, Nyla didn't like it either. She didn't like that damn statue either. Um, we ain't all got to be the same, but those are just my thoughts. Those are just my thoughts. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna end this at 3 o'clock. Does anybody got anything to say? We got 6 minutes before I end this. Anyone has anything to say? I did pin the link in case anyone had something to say, because we just having a little conversation right now. Mm-hmm. We just having a conversation. Just a little conversation. I am hungry. Y'all, I had an egg roll earlier, but I am hungry now. I'm about to go work out, but I'm hungry. Yeah, after this, I'm gonna go work out, and then I'm gonna work on y'all astrology videos for tomorrow because I got to do the Jupiter and Cancer video. The Jupiter and Cancer video is gonna have some slight horoscopes for all 12 signs, and then I got to do the astrology of the upcoming week, June 4th to the 11th. So I got to do that video too. And I am prepping for our live stream at the end of this week where we're gonna look into the Diddy trial. Listen, this is gonna be the end of week 4 on Friday. Honestly, I think not my spiritual self, but my human physical self. I think that they're going for mistrial, or if he gets convicted, like so far, it won't be that much. That's just what I think so far. I'm not caught up on everything, but yeah, we'll see what Spirit got to say about it at the end of this week. Let me see. Who is this? Isis says, y'all may see us as wag, but what? But I want, you can't say it. It doesn't represent some. Yeah. 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 Fuzzy says, I love black women of all shapes and sizes. The point is, she ain't dressed. Her boobs is swinging. She appears to just exist with no direction. And the fact that a black man was used to do this is infuriating with his mama being white. I get it. 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 Jupiter is moving into Cancer on June 9th, and I can't wait. I can't wait. As someone who is Jupiter ruled, my sun is ruled by Jupiter. And then my Jupiter is in Sagittarius, and then we have Jupiter moving into the sign of its exaltation. I'm looking forward to Jupiter in Cancer. It's just so funny because I was checking, like, I had some really good times looking back at when last time Jupiter was in Cancer. I had some really good times. So I'm looking forward to some of that energy coming back around again for me. So, um, so yeah, Jupiter's moving into Cancer. I will have that video out for y'all by the end of the week. And then I got to make the other astrology video, and then we're doing tarot this the end of this week. So yeah, y'all. I'm looking forward to it. So much astrology, so little time. I could literally make an astrology video like every day forever because it's always something going on. But I feel like this Jupiter transit is gonna be good. I feel like Jupiter and Taurus was good. Jupiter and Gemini wasn't so bad. But I feel like Jupiter and Cancer is gonna be like, yes. And I can't wait. I can't wait. Me and my Jupiter self. You looking forward to that video? Well, thank you. Yeah. Yeah, Jupiter and Cancer. Yeah, this month is gonna be good. There's a lot going on astrologically this month. We got some moves, some shakes. We'll see. We'll see. Especially with the United States. The United States Sibley chart is a Cancer ruled chart. The sun is in Cancer and Jupiter's about to be in Cancer. So Jupiter will, sit on the United States natal chart sun. So that will be interesting to see how it plays out. And we see your man Elon Musk out here spiraling out of control. His alleged ketamine use. They're starting to fight they're starting to fight each other now. Child, it's gonna be interesting. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you all for being here, listening to my opinion. I'm sad y'all didn't have a conversation with me, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm going to get out of here. I will see you all around in these YouTube streets. Please go watch Sinners and um make up your minds for yourself. Make up your minds for yourself. Um Make up your minds for yourself. Go see Sinners and, see it for yourself. See what you think about it. But, when you watch Sinners, just remember, she was out here. Girl, listen, that man is. We gonna let them people pray. We're gonna let them people pray. But yeah, I'm about to get out of here. I'm about to go work out because I'm like almost to like my goal. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm trying to be extra cute when I go to Anaheim next month. So I see y'all. Oh, if you need a reading or you need like a natal chart reading or tarot readings and stuff, I'm good this month, June, but I'm traveling twice in July. So at least half of July, I have like almost half of the month blocked off because I'm traveling again in July. I hope things will settle down for me traveling wise as far as August goes. But if you need like a natal chart reading or you want me to like look and see what these transits are doing for you and your natal chart, book a natal chart reading with me because I will tell you which houses these transits are falling in, some of the themes and stuff that you may expect, what may happen when these transits move into different houses in your charts, stuff like that. Or you want me to look and see like if you have issues with like career or finance or love and stuff like that. I can see all of it from your chart. Okay. I'm gonna run my progressions and transits and all like that. So book that with me now if you want that. Before I get busy with my traveling. Y'all know where to find me for personal readings yourselves. Cool. So all right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. I love y'all. I'm gonna see y'all these YouTube streets.